Okay, here you've been shouting plant population, plant population. How do we increase our plant population? Great question. You see, to increase your plant population, you start from your soil land preparation. One, make sure you use after plowing. Plowing is a system where you put the tractor there and you loosen the topsoil. You see, there's a mistake in plowing. When people are plowing, they are always worried about the tractor mouth, the plow mouth, going deep into the soil. The deeper, the topsoil is what you need in planting. You don't need the deeper side because it's not nutrient rich. The microorganisms, the all these microorganisms, the living things that are living in the soil, they live on the topsoil. Once you dip deeper, they are no more there again. You've killed them. So when you are plowing, when you are starting your land, you plow, tell the tractor to just loosen the topsoil. By the time you just loosen the topsoil, you will not go deeper too much to disrupt the whole soil ecosystem. So when you do that at the topsoil, then after plowing, you should look for how to make raised bed system. Yes, there's an attachment to tractor that is called raised bed system. That attachment is what we do the raised bed system, and it will give you a very neat beds. So it is on that raised bed system that you can increase your plant population. You know, with the raised bed system, it's easy for you to arrange your plant population. It's easy for you to calculate the number of plants you have on the farm. For instance, it's like when you plant and you don't know the number of plants you have on your acre or on your land size. It's like you don't know the number of children you have, or you don't know. It's like a woman saying he doesn't know the number of children, a man saying he doesn't know the number of children he has, or it's somehow. This is something you are monitoring. This is something you expect to give you results. This is something you expect to give you yield, but you don't even know the quantity that you have. So you really need to know your plant population. If, like, for instance, in some countries, other African countries, they don't calculate hectare. They don't calculate in acres. They calculate per plant. You will hear them say, I have 10,000 plants of tomatoes. I've planted 5,000 pepper. I've planted 2,000 onions. But here we are still using acres and hectares for calculation of our plants. I'll tell you the difference. If I have my 1 acre and I cultivate that my 1 acre and I have 20,000 plants of maize on my 1 acre, somebody have 10 acres. That's 10 times my whole land size. And he has 5,000 of plants. He's not even sure, but let's assume he has 5,000 on 1 acre. So 5,000 multiplied by 10, it gives you 50,000 acres. Whereas my whole 1 acre has already 20,000 plants. But 5,000 multiplied by 10 gives you 50,000 plant stand. Now, the money it will be spending to maintain that acres. For instance, the tractor you are going to pay for plowing will collect money for 10 acres. Whereas all you have on your plant, all you have on your land is plants of 2.5 acres. The management system, you are going to be using more than, okay, let's assume you employ one person to manage. I employ one person to manage my 1 acre. You have 10 acres. You employ one person to manage your 10 acres. Then you have 10 ants working for you. Whereas those 10 ants are just working on something that you're supposed to put only on 2.5 acres because you have 50 plants. Why? I have 1 acre, but I have 20 plants stand. You understand? The management also, if you are spraying, if you are taking care of anything, if you are monitoring, it means in the morning, by the time I come to the farm, I move around my 1 acre, I move around, I check it, I do scouting. Why? You have 10 acres that you have to walk around. You have 10 acres, you have more staffs, you have more workers, yet your production is low. This is where the effect of plant population comes in. You really need to understand what it really takes. You really need to understand how to arrange farm setting. You see, people just think out something, I've got money, I'm starting a farm and whatever, and the next thing you find out, the highest they spend on the farm is 2 years, 3 years, and they're back. They're out of the farm again. Or even if they are there, they keep bringing out money from outside to furnish that farm, whereas they are not getting anything. Because they are simple systems that they need to know. Catch you some other time.